What's up, y'all? It's Uncle Freedom coming to you before I go to work today. How's it going? First things first, as always, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, because that, after all, is how we defeat the algorithmic overlords that throttle good Second Amendment content from getting to the masses. Together we will win. This is usually the time where I tell you all about a bunch of other stuff, but we'll suffice it to say that if you're looking to get in touch with me or would like more information about the things which I talk about, you can head over and look at the build list as well as the associates of mine over at violentalgebra.com. That's my website, violentalgebra.com. Biggest shout out goes out to the biggest supporter of what I do right now, and that is my good friends over at Outlast Supply. If you were looking for flashlights or lights that mount on things, or survival food or water filters or tools and knives, you can go check my friends out at Outlast Supply. Fantastic people over there and true supporters of the Second Amendment. So I figured today we would look at something. It's kind of been a long time coming, because I've had some questions recently. People went back and found some older videos of mine on the Blue Alpha Battle Belt Light and said, hey, all this time later, would you still recommend it? So there's a little bit in the last video where I talk about what it means when I say I approve of a piece of gear. That means that that gear is on my person, especially duty style gear, for in excess of 40 to 50 hours every week, plus range time every week. I live in this stuff. There is less time with me not carrying a gun and gear than there is with, like, in the course of a day. So a little over a year and a half ago, I did a video, or well over a year and a half ago, I did a video where I talked about my actual everyday kit. As a law enforcement officer, the stuff that I carry. And in doing that, some things have changed a lot. And also, back in November of 2023, I made the switch away from the duty belt I was using to what I currently run now, and I've really been happy with it, and I think this will speak volumes to when people wonder about the durability of some of these things. So, first things first, let's take a look at my duty belt. So, for those of you that recognize this guy, this is my Blue Alpha Duty Belt Light. This is the first run of the duty belt that came out from Blue Alpha in response to the Battle Belt Light that they did. This is a 2-inch Molly belt. It's got Tigris inner core, laminate Cordura outer, good Molly field on the outside, and I have their plastic Cobra buckle. Now that plastic Cobra buckle, I was nervous about it, but as I stated in that video, which I'll leave a link to, Jesse over at Blue Alpha told me, you know what, man? It's good. And I'm like, all right, man, I'll take your word for it. Here we are. So November of 2023 to currently, which is now the end of January 2025, this has been the only belt I've run. Now, there were some issues with the initial run of these where the bar tacking, which are these down here, was actually coming loose. Now, it wasn't actually coming loose, it was just fraying. And that required you to go back in with a lighter and hit it every once in a while. They've since corrected that. They fixed that in their systems, and I have a brand new one. I just haven't swapped it because I'm kind of like, I'm seeing about this. So this is real world use, real wear, November of 2023 to end of January 2025, the Duty Belt Light. Still running this guy. So let's go around the belt. First things first, I got my Zac Tools key ring here on the top. I have a spare handcuff key, and then my patrol vehicle key to my 2024 Chevy Silverado. Running an HSGI taco, cuff taco on the front. And for my cuffs, these are a new thing that I've been trying out. ASP partners with me on some of this stuff. So these are the ASP Century forged cuffs. This is their budget line of cuffs from ASP. I'll be quite honest with you. These smoke like the OG style of cuffs. And there should be a video out already talking about why the ASP cuffs are kind of where it's at. But so I run the ASP. I do have a new cuff case that goes with these. Mounts like this guy here on the new ASP Ultra Plus cuffs. Then I'm going to switch out for this. So big change that happened. This happened in April of 2024. I stopped using Safariland as my primary duty holster, and I went over to the Alien Gear Rapid Force V. I think this is the V2 or V3. God, I can't remember. I got a video on the Rapid Force. You can go check it out. But this is one of the fastest level 3 holsters on the planet. This is for my Glock. Absolutely adore this holster. I have to run it with the spacer, though, because I run the Guardian Warrior Solutions bang hanger. This is a curved material, ultra lightweight Very, very stable, mounts through the MOLLE, so this can't slide back and forth. For those of you running duty belts, you know what I'm talking about. That's really annoying. Run the Alien Gear QD system, and then I run the Alien Gear tack strap. So this is a ratcheting tourniquet. I will tell you, in testing that was done with this and testing I've done with this offers full occlusion on the leg you have it on. Yes, you can mount them on both sides, but I like it. I will also say that running the curve, the only thing that runs into an issue with this is it can kind of pull away a little bit from your leg, so the strap keeps it down, but that's actually a problem with every drop leg style of holster. So moving on around from that guy, just behind this guy typically sits right here and is canted like that. So I have my ASP scabbard here, and then this is a new improvement to my gear recently. This is the ASP Infinity expandable baton. So steel baton, button lock on the end. That's awesome. For those of you that have never played with a baton, it is a pain to close these things and open them sometimes, and being able to just do this is fantastic. The good folks over at ASP sent this to me. Been really excited. Been playing with it. Everybody's been playing with it. And I have a glass breaker inside of the tip. Also very important for when you need that kind of stuff. But this has been really cool. Like I said, it's carried in an ASP thing. Notice the back of my belt is completely slick. I don't run anything on the back of my belt because I sit a lot in a truck. So going around from that, this is right about my 7 o'clock. So this is a new offering from Guardian Warrior Solutions. You can see here it's tech locked onto the back. What I basically have, this little roll in the front of it right here, is actually a spot for my my nitro gloves. Pop this guy open. It's a dump pouch, but it's a dump pouch that I can quickly release from my belt. It's got a pocket on the inside for evidence bags. It's got separate storage if we've got a handgun we've taken off somebody. This is known as the bum bag. I've had this for a few months now. I've been running it. It's probably one of the most used things I've got. They just released from Guardian Warrior Solutions, so go over and check that guy out. He's a fantastic dude. He sent this guy to me. He was like, I want to know what you think. This thing's awesome, because I was already running dump pouches, even back in the last video, for collecting things when you would arrest people. Love this thing. The bum bag, I like the fact that I can pop it off, cinch it tight, and then I've just got it on there. So moving on around, the electric pistol, right? So this is the Taser X2. Yes, we're going to go to 7s. I don't like the 10s, I think. I run this on a Blade Tech duty drop with the Tech-Lock 360, and this is the Blade Tech holster for it. So I've got good retention on here, and then it holds my Taser X2 for when, you know, people need to ride the lightning. So that's my belt. Kind of plain Jane, right? Now, there was a part of the belt that somebody's yelling about, like, what about the firearm? All right, so let's look at the gun. So, clear, you can see me through this. All right, so this is my Gen 5 Glock 45. All information about this build, I'll leave in a link over here. This is a heavily vetted, heavily tested handgun at this point. Right now, end of January, we are at 16,000 or 17,003 something, 17,300 rounds since March of last year. I am trying to get this to probably 25,000 rounds by the year mark, so I can really have a good thing. And that'll also be a full respringing area. But this is set up for how I need it. I run the Acro in here, the Radian Ramjet, the X300 Turbo. I had a issue with my Ramjet that was recently corrected, and it was something that was not on anybody's radar when it happened. But people have asked, so this Rapid Force here is for the Glock Fits 1919X17 45 47 gens 1 through 4 for 22s and 23s. Like I said, it's got the hood and then an active retention thing here, but this is what I run with this guy. Super stable, super secure, protects my optic, which is nice. Fastest level 3 holster on the market, and bar none, one of the best decisions I made. So November 2023 is when I went to that belt. Originally, I have the new one to replace it now that it doesn't need it, right? Like, it's some of the stuff that was more cosmetic than anything, but Blue Alpha actually fixed that and went from there. Like I said, March of 2024, I went to the Gen 5 45 with the Acro and Ramjet. April of 24, I switched over to that new Radiant, that Rapid Force Duty holster, and since April of 2024, that belt configuration, with the exception of the bum bag, has been a rock star the entire time. So how much do I trust that gear? Do I still think it's the best? If it wasn't the best, I wouldn't be wearing it for 50 hours every single week. That's the best belt on the market. Like, is what it is. So after we look at that guy, we now need to take an eyeball and a gander at the vest. The other big part of what we wear, big popo patch on the front. So this is my vest. This is a Point Blank Body Armor Systems Western pocketed outer carrier, right? This is what saves officers' backs now. So moving around on this guy on the front here, I've got a HSGI cuff Kydex Taco with ASP Ultra cuffs that I have been running for over 3 years, and they're fantastic. I have an HSGI radio pouch, multi-access comms pouch. This is for my Motorola APX 8000. And then this is a Minotaur door wedge. Now on the front, everybody talks about my pens and pencils. I have one pen, I have one pencil, I have one marker. And then the first thing on here is my main handcuff key. Handcuff keys are one of those things like you can never have enough of. So my 8000 runs up here to a shoulder mic and then into my back with the worst ear tobes known to man. I'm going to be replacing that with something. Looking into it, if you guys have any like things that you like for your listen on the earpiece, let me know, because I'm in the market. It's going to happen because there's a better way to do this, and well, I want to do the better way. So across the front of the vest, you'll see this little guy right here. This is an HD recording device. This is the Motorola WatchGuard system. It's a pretty good system. Battery life can be better, though we are moving over to G-Tacs this year. But that's my camera. It's always recording. Anytime the recording actually starts, which can be activated by drawing a gun, turning on your lights in a car, another person turning on the lights in their car, that can activate your stuff, car accidents, you name it, or I can manually activate it with my hand. Once I click that button, 60 seconds prior to that is already recorded. So that's that. Now on the front, I have triple mag pouch there. That is a Point Blank design. It's Tigris lined on the inside, kind of like a Kiwi, but not quite the same. Then I have a 511 single AR pouch, and then a Defense Mechanisms light pouch, and then a Blue Force Gear tourniquet now with a Cat Gen 7 staged in here. So the way this stuff's set up, so this is my legit thing. So I have a Leatherman Super Tool 300 that I've had for a decade or more. Then I keep my Cloud Defensive MCH Duty. Yes, I want to see the new Duty variant. I do. I've had some discussions with the guys over there about color of light and stuff. Planning on checking out their EPL. I've had a lot of people ask. I've talked to them about that as well. We'll see how that goes. In here I have a 20 round magazine. This 20 round magazine has a Warren +5 extension because I like those. Loaded up with TAP Urban. Projectiles there. I have a small pry bar. It's a Mendo Trek bar. For those of you that remember Mendo from back in the day, that's the Mendo Trek bar. And then I run Warren +5s, 17 round magazines, so 22 round, 135 grain critical duty plus P for my ammo. 2 reloads on this vest itself. Then in here we keep some things like these have double pockets. So on the front side of the pocket, I have all my keys, my key fobs. And then on the back side, I have my little leather cop notebook that all cops have, because you got to write stuff down, yo. But that's it, man. That's the vest. Now, not a lot has changed on the vest. The pouches haven't changed on the vest. The lights haven't changed. There's also a Guardian Angel that I don't have in. It's charging on my desk at work. So with that kind of being where we've been, there are some cool options out there. Like I talked to Defense Mechanisms because I would like to see their advanced patrol outer carrier. I think that thing looks really cool. But this all zips up. This is like a 21-pound vest that I live in every single freaking day. And I mean, it's pretty nice. There are some other random things that stay with me though that are a part of this. This is my tertiary cuff key. That's right, I have 3 cuff keys. You know why? Because when you realize you don't have your cuff key is a really bad day. Actually, there's technically 4 cuff keys on me, on my uniform itself, and then there's another 2 in my truck. So, gotta have keys to get out of them damn things. Pins, Zebra 701s. Sharpie is a Zebra permanent marker, stainless steel, and that's kind of how I found to do it, right? Now, another thing I do that not all officers do that I think all officers should do by far is 2 things that you should keep at least in your kit. Mine vary a lot, but I have been running these pretty consistently for a little while, and that is the Shell Shock EXOs. So I am a fan. I believe in having active hearing protection with your stuff, right? Because while you don't get to pick what's going on, if you showed up to something and you might be getting into it, and you can put on something that makes you not deaf if you have to touch off around the side of a trailer, it's nice. Also, you add into the fact that you could literally plug your comms in so you're listening here and talking is normal, or I can just leave my earpiece in and put these on. These have fantastic gel cups. This is actually how they come. The EXO, these are Bluetooth. Fantastic options, man. Not that expensive either. Been really impressed with them and been checking them out. They also come in a pretty dope case. But yeah, those live in the truck. And then the last piece, even if I work at night, which right now my shifts go from kind of late afternoon into the early morning hours. So I always have on, it's still sunny at the end, but I need glasses. I am a proponent of having glasses on no matter what, right? Because crap gets in your eyes. You get in a car wreck and something happens, you get ambushed, they shoot through the windshield of your car, you don't get hit, but you get glass in your eyes. Eye Pro is important, and I will have it on no matter what. So the option I've been running recently, also from Shell Shock, fair thing, Shell Shock sent these out. They sent these out and basically told me to be honest about it, and they are awesome. So the glasses I've been wearing are these guys. So these are photochromatic glasses. So right now with them on, they're just clear Eye Pro, right? They work great. They have good protection, the good rating. But these are photochromatic lenses, meaning that when I go to work and it's late afternoon and I'm standing in an area that I'm getting direct sunlight, these will actually tint and darken up to protect my vision a little bit. And then they're pretty quick to get off of it once we start going into like darker times. These are still what I'm wearing. I'm basically putting these on and wearing them the entire shift. Been really, really impressed by these glasses. And like I said, these are the photochromatic Shell Shock lens. I think True Vision. Oh God, now I can't remember the name. But they're awesome. They also come in a pretty dope case to keep your stuff together. But I harp on Eye and Ear Pro because it's such an easy thing. You would be amazed how many cops don't think of carrying active hearing protection because in their brain, earplugs mean they can't hear. Active hearing protection means I now hear better. That's one of those tactical uses for Ear Pro. Like, one of the best parts about that is I don't go deaf and I actually have superhuman hearing, which for a guy that shot a lot of guns is kind of nice because I hear better with them on. But yeah, always like that stays right there. They're out of the case. They're literally sitting on top of my bag. So if something were to happen, I can grab and go. Now granted, if it's just one of those things, like I'm sitting there and all of a sudden dude ambushes me through the windshield of my truck, I'm not putting on Ear Pro. But if the opportunity arose in which I had time, basically if I'm pulling out a rifle, right, because that is not instantaneous. If I'm pulling out a rifle, I'm throwing on those ears and I'm gold. And I don't have a problem and it works out great. So that's kind of how things have changed. I still run the same 135 grain plus P critical duty ammo. I still think that's the best 9mm round out there for guys that are running duty stuff. It's the most tested round around. And, you know, you compare that to kind of like the way the gear's gone. You know, my chest stuff hasn't changed that much. I think the biggest inclusion has been that 511 mag pouch with a Warren +5 because I'm a big, you know, Warren +5 on a rifle mag, guys. But I'm a Warren thing anyway, right? They are an affiliate of mine. They do support what I do here. And I have, like, you can find links to talk to the guys over at Warren on my website, Violent Algebra. But they are the most tested, proven mag extension I've run. And I've been very impressed with them. I mean, ultra reliable. I mean, this is a duty mag here. I mean, I like their stuff. It works great. I've never had any issues out of it. Yes, I know I had some issues, but those issues were on training mags that got the gooving crap beat out of them. So, and I maintenance these mags. These mags springs get replaced about once every 2 years because the duty mags aren't being shot but a few times a year. And then I rotate over into my training mags for when I'm on the range. But yeah, so that is my actual stuff. And then for my off-duty stuff, or if I'm having to run concealed, I'm running the Tenacor Malice Soul, or I can run the Tenacor Cardum Soul. So these are Tenacor. Tenacor is my favorite company for concealment holsters. These both fit the same gun. X300 on a Glock, 1945, what have you, 22. But the biggest difference is, while they look very similar on the front, the big difference is the Cardum is a very flat holster, and the Malice has this wedge built into it. Actually helps it conceal better, and it's a little more consistent. I have full videos on the Malice Soul as well. But yeah, that's my day-to-day carry life, from the pew-pew that I run every day on duty and love, to the mags and mags extension that I tell you guys I trust. That's because I'm genuinely trusting them every day with my life. That belt, it's the best belt on the market because, believe me, I can run whatever I want. I have no restrictions on what I run, provided it is black for what I am doing. And guess what? There are a lot of companies that make those belts. That's the best belt I've found. And I've tried a bunch of them. That's it. That's as good as it gets for me. Same thing as far as, now if you were to ask me about my favorite mag pouches and stuff, right now it's still the Kiwis, just for ease of reinsertion. But I will say that the Blue Alpha mag pouches are really good. I have a full custom belt they did me in Desert Night camo, so DNC camo. And there is actually some really awesome stuff with their mag pouches. They retain far better than I thought. They are really, really nice. I just don't have as much time as I do on the Kiwis, but I can tell you they are an absolute solid performer and very close to becoming the option for me. They're always going to lose on re-indexing, right? Like being able to put that mag back. There's nothing as fast as a Kydex insert. It's just going to happen. But pretty stellar stuff. So some of the big companies, though, that have changed, the biggest one being Guardian Warrior Solutions out of Wyoming. He is fantastic. He is a great dude. He's who makes the bang hanger. He makes the smoke wagon. If you're like me and you're sick of dealing with like molly clips and straps and stuff, he offers a solution to that where he actually has curve made straps that you screw together. I have used them on some of my belt builds. They are fan-freaking-tastic. They do not work loose, provided you're not an idiot and you put some Loctite on there, which I didn't the first time, learned pretty quick. But his stuff is fantastic. He's not connected to me in any way, shape, or form. He's just a really cool dude. And he's a neighbor to me. Being in Wyoming, I'm in Nebraska. He's a fellow Leo, and that's what he does. So there you go, guys. That's it. Full kit rundown. What do I have all the time, right through my eyes and ears that live in the vehicle with me, to the firearm that I carry every single day. And then I carry it when I'm off duty because this is my chosen right now. Maybe it'll get uprooted this year. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe, but that's really cool. Yes, I'm looking forward to the Koa as soon as it ships and it gets to me. So guys, I am Uncle Freedom. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And until next time, I'll see you later.